Hey Gemini, welcome to my channel, Intuitive Tarot Empath. This is your general reading for May 2017. I hope you've been having a great April. I just wanted to say before we get started, a big thank you for all of the support, views, comments, emails, likes, subscriptions that you guys have been giving to this channel over the last month since I started it. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate that. So thank you so much. It's been so great to connect with you guys, to have you share your stories with me. I love having conversations with you about what's going on in your lives. So please keep it coming. I love it. So with that said, this is your general reading for May 2017. In the event that this does or does not resonate with you, you should go and check out your sun, moon, and or rising signs to get the full scope of events that are happening and energies that are occurring throughout the month of May. And in the event that this doesn't resonate with you, maybe those other ones will. You can also check out your Venus sign if you're interested in that. So yeah, with that said, I'm going to shuffle the cards and I'm going to see what's going on for May 2017. If you don't want to watch me shuffle, feel free to fast forward. All right, so let's do this. All right, so what's going on May 2017 with Gemini? What's going on May 2017? Love, work, home, travel. Gemini 2017. Okay, let's see. I'm thinking a few more shuffles and we should be good to go. So what's going on, Gemini? Energies surrounding Gemini, May 2017. What are the energies surrounding Gemini? Okay, one more shuffle. What? Alright, so let's cut these cards. Alright, and here we go. So we have the Ace of Swords. Nice, I like that. We have the Hierophant. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Two of Cups in reverse. The Four of Wands in reverse. Oh, the Three of Swords in reverse. The Judgment card. I love that card. The King of Pentacles in reverse. And the Nine of Swords in reverse. And we have the Magician on the bottom of the deck. So I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that this is a love reading because we have a lot of cups. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Two of Cups. We have a lot of cards that would suggest something to do in the love department. And there's two different ways I want to say that we can look at this situation. So let's get it started. So on the bottom of the deck, the energy that surrounds you coming into May 2017, and this could even be the last 2 weeks of April. Like this could be kind of happening now as we speak. So we have here the Magician. So you, it seems, have just, from the looks of the cards, it seems that you just have gotten rid of something that wasn't necessarily serving you anymore, and now you're embarking on a journey of your own where you have everything that you need to take care of yourself. So it's like the moving away, the cleaning of house, and now here you are with your, like, the lessons that you've learned have acquired you everything that you need in order to make good choices in your life, to be able to take care of yourself, like embarking, like not just the Fool, but like embarking on a new journey, but having everything that you need to take care of yourself, and like really being able to look at those things in a very like logical, intelligent way. You're in a good place. You're in a good place right now. I have a feeling that there might have been. Okay, so as we read the bottom of the deck of cards, so we have this magician. So underneath the magician is the star in reverse, is also the King of Wands, and is the Three of Cups in reverse. So I have a very distinct feeling that you might have met somebody, perhaps a Sagittarius. King of Wands is fire energy, so Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, but predominantly Sagittarius. So I feel like you met somebody who was this very fiery energy. Maybe they were a lot of fun. They were a leader. They were just really somebody who you saw yourself spending the rest of your life with. Somebody who you had a soulmate connection with, but there was something not right about it. Something wasn't sitting well, hence why the star card is in reversed. So it's almost like you have these intense emotions for this fiery energy. If it's not a fire sign, if it's not a Sagittarius specifically, it could be any one of the fire signs, or it could be a person in your life who exhibits fire energy. Somebody who's a leader, somebody who's, I almost think of it as a tornado. Somebody who's like so much fun that you get sucked up in their fun. And because Geminis are all about learning and Sagittarians are all about learning, or the person that you're with was all about like just really intelligent, funny, fun, creative. So you have like this really good time with that person, this really, really intense soul connection. Where you learned a lot of lessons from this person because you were supposed to. And so, but there was always like the pebble in your shoe, like something that wasn't sitting right about it. And you might have kept ignoring it because you thought, I really can see a future with this person. But that once again, it's in reverse because there's something that's just not right about it. It's not working with this person as easily as it should, or it's not working with this person the way that I want it to. Because the Three of Pentacles is also about working with somebody else. So here you meet this person, you have the soulmate connection, you think that this is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, and yet there's something that's just not sitting right. So I think that you said, I'm not doing this with you anymore. I'm fine on my own. Like, I don't need to deal with you. So I think that you're kind of in the situation where you're embarking on this new journey on your own. I mean, it could have even been that you put this person out because you had said you had said to them, like, I'm good on my own. You need to get yourself to be good on your own. That's another possibility as well. Okay, so let's get into the cards that are laid out before us. Okay, so we have here the Ace of Swords, which is all about new beginnings in communication, mental energy, ways that you communicate with the world. And crossing the Ace of Swords is the Hierophant, upright. So I have a feeling with these two cards, perhaps. Okay, so there's one of two things that could be going on with this. The first being that you are communicating. Okay, how do I say this? Let's see. So I have a feeling that you are embarking on new ways of communicating. Probably, I'm going to say with this person, in a manner that could be more traditional, because I have a feeling that from this fire sign or from this fiery energy, you want traditional things. You want marriage. You want working relationship with them. And I think that in the month of May, you might even try to communicate those wants to this person. And I think that there might be a fear there that it's not necessarily going to go the way you want it to go, hence why the Ace of Swords is in reverse. But I think that aces are always good energy. So I think that you're kind of embarking on a new way to look at the relationship that you want with this person. And I think that you want a traditional marriage kind of relationship with them. So I think that, it could be that, and there, like, I'm thinking about legalities here because swords are about the legal system. So, I mean, it could be because of the other cards. Okay, so there's a couple different ways of looking at this. It could be a marriage, or it could be that you let this person go. It could be that you're like in the process of divorcing them so that you can start like a new life for yourself. But there's just something dealing with like your ideas and communicating your ideas about a traditional relationship that you want with this person. So once again, it could be that you go to them and you say, I want to be married and I want that with you. And I think it's interesting. Okay, so let me show you what's around these cards. So what's around these cards is that crowning the Ace of Swords and the Hierophant is the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups in her position is looking at the past. I think this is someone who you're very emotionally connected to, somebody who you care a lot about. This is you as the Queen of Cups. Even if you're a man, this Queen of Cups energy is gender neutral. So this feeling of like, I love this person, I'm looking at our past together, I'm willing to forgive it. Because underneath the Ace of Swords and the Hierophant is the Queen of Swords, who is looking at the future. So you have this Queen of Cups who's looking at the past and saying, you know what, a lot of stuff happened that was really painful and really hurtful, but there's something about you that I can't seem to let go of and that I keep holding on to. And then there's the Queen of Swords underneath, literally right underneath the Queen of Cups, separated by one card, which is the Ace of Swords, where the Queen of Swords is looking at the future, saying, even though these bad things happened, I still want a future with you. And I still want to be able to move forward. I still, I can look at things logically and know that this could work out between us. I think that you are very much kind of mingling your watery, nurturing energy with your logical air energy, in order to look at this relationship. I think that perhaps what has happened is there was a breakup. We have the Two of Cups in reverse in the past. I think that there might have been a breakup. If there was a breakup, it could have been over this conversation. It could have been, I want something from you that's more than just this fly-by-night relationship that we have, or this not, I want to take our relationship to the next level. And then somebody said, nah, I'm not ready for that. And so there was a breakup. Or it could have been that this, with the Two of Cups in reverse is the divorce, that somebody said, I want more out of this relationship than you're giving me. And someone said, okay, well then I can't give you what you're looking for. So I guess we're done. Or you might have been the one to say, you're not giving me what I want, you're not going to change, we're done. But I think that there will be, I have a feeling that there's going to be communication between you and this person again. And I think that it's going to continue to be you kind of saying to them, I love you and that breakup sucked, but I'm willing to move forward. And what's interesting is that the next card in the future position is the Four of Wands in reverse. So what's interesting about the Four of Wands is that no matter if it's in reverse or if it's upright, I find this to be a positive card regardless. So I think that if you're currently going through a divorce and you're embarking on this new journey where you're on your own, I think that you are going to come to a place where your foundation is a little bit rocked, as a divorce will do, but that it will ultimately be happy and stable again. And in fact, getting out all of this, energy that kind of wasn't necessarily what you wanted, weighed on your mind, broke your heart a little bit, that you will be getting back on track again and you will have the happy home that you've always wanted. If this is a situation where you have been in contact with the person you broke up with, and you're talking about more traditional ways of having a relationship, a marriage and children, and, you know, whatever it is that your idea of a traditional relationship is, you know, it could very, very well be that you get back together and marriage is on the horizon. I'm not saying that it's going to happen yet. This is in reverse. So once again, these are things that are down the road. But it is a conversation that you could be having with this person who you can't seem to kind of get away from. So, I mean, this is about a happy home life in your future. So just taking the steps that you need in order to get there. So I think that right now you're in the process of getting over this heartbreak. It doesn't necessarily have to be that there was another person in the mix. That is a possibility. Like perhaps the reason why the divorce or the breakup happened was because they were just, let's just say that Sagittarians love to have lots of people in their lives. They have lots of friends. They're very interesting people. So if you were with a Sagittarius or somebody who exhibits Sagittarian energy, it could very well be that there was another person in the picture. Or perhaps the reason why you're having this conversation about wanting a more traditional relationship is because you had, quote unquote, an untraditional relationship. You know, whatever that means. If it's, you know, an open relationship, if it's somebody who, you know, you have certain understandings between the two of you. I'm not judging. I've been in strange relationships myself, and I have a lot of friends who have also been in weird relationships. So just saying that, like, there might have been things that were going on in the relationship that you now are having this feeling of like, I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I'm moving on to a new part of my life. I just want it to be us, and I just want us to be happy together. And like, there's so much that we can learn from each other. And you know, I want us to be together, and I want us to be happy. And so I think that that heartbreak that you experienced in this breakup or in this divorce or in this separating or in this, you know, period of time where you're not talking to this person, I think that you're in a place right now where you're getting over it. And you're being super logical about it too, that like, you know, we have a good time together, we love each other, but there's some, and it's this feeling of like, you feel like you're coming back from the dead. In fact, breakups are hard and breakups suck, and there's no way to get around them. You have to walk through them. And so there's this feeling of like coming back from the dead, feeling like yourself again. I mean, this goes right along with the Magician card, that you're coming into a place where you're happy and you are, you know, literally, I can't stress it enough, that feeling of like being alive again after having been kind of not so good. So yeah, I mean, it's good. You're in such a good place right now. I think that you're stronger than you've ever been before, in fact. And I think that that strength that you gained from getting over this breakup puts you in a good position to have this conversation with this person. However, it doesn't come with its own amount of fears. I think that you are afraid that this person is going to come back with this energy of, like, you notice that the King of Pentacles is kind of looking toward the future, but his eyes are closed, and he's kind of, you know, he's surrounded by all the things that he wants, and he's holding his pentacle, and, you know, he's kind of looking a little bit to the future, but mostly straight ahead. And there's this feeling of like, I'm afraid that if I talk to this person about these things, that they're not going to hear me, and that they're going to say to me, I have everything that I need. I don't need your sensitivity. I don't need you to come at me and tell me that the way that I'm living my life isn't the way that I want to. Sorry, that's a weird way of saying it. That the way that I'm living my life isn't a good way of living a life. I think that there's fear that you're going to be faced with some opposition to what it is that you're proposing. And I think that you're afraid that this person is going to think that they don't. You're afraid that this person is going to think that they don't need you because they're good, you know, they're good on their own, and they don't, you know, the things that you're proposing aren't necessary. But it's almost like the King of Pentacles is looking, I kept saying that he's looking to the future, but he's actually looking a little bit to the past. So it's like, he's got this like stubborn look on his face. So it's this feeling of like, I'm fine all on my own. And it's like, but I see the way that I'm doing things, and it's not necessarily the way that I should be doing things. And like, you might be right, but like, I'm going to be stubborn about it. So I think that you're afraid that that's going to be the energy that you're met with. But I think that you really need to like embody that strength that you have built up over the course of your getting over this breakup. And I don't think that you're going to be like, I think that this might be giving you some anxiety, but I think that ultimately, like, I like the Nine of Swords in reverse, because this is obviously something that's weighing on your mind. It's something you've been thinking about a lot, something that you put a lot of time and energy into. And I feel like there has been you kind of blocking yourself from communicating these thoughts with this person because of fear of what they're going to say to you in return. And I think that I think that you're coming into a period of time where you're no longer worrying about that so much. And I think that, the way that it's positioned in the reading, the Nine of Swords is looking toward the past. So I think that you're in a period of reflection right now where you're really looking at your time spent with this person, what they meant to you, and this feeling of like, I'm not going to worry about this anymore. I'm not going to be anxious about this anymore. I'm going to talk to this person about what's going on and hope for the best, because I'm not the person that I was before. And once again, this could be that, like, it's a breakup situation. It could be a divorce situation. Not necessarily saying that you want to get back together with the person that you're divorcing. That's always a possibility, but not necessarily. This could be that. This could also be that you're, that you had kind of a messy divorce, and after the divorce you're kind of coming out of it saying, I'm not going to be heartbroken anymore. I'm going to get over this. I'm coming back from the dead. My home is happy again. Like, I'm fine on my own the way that I didn't think I would be. And perhaps you kept being met with this kind of stubborn energy. Perhaps the person that is on the other end of the divorce is an earth energy, but like an earth energy in reverse, so like a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, and that's it's something that's been keeping you up at night, but you're getting to the point where you're just done. You're done with all that emotional turmoil and stress. And so the Nine of Swords in reverse is about coming out of a bad time, and coming out of an emotionally trying, mentally stressful period of time where I love that you have the Judgment card, and I love that you have the Four of Wands in reverse. It's this feeling of like, I'm fine. And like, I've learned in the time that we have been apart that I am fine without you. So I can make a happy home for myself. Let's see. But I would like you to be a part of it, if that's, because it reads like that too. So let's see. I would like to, I'm interested in that Nine of Swords. So I'm going to shuffle the Lenormand deck. I like to shuffle it until the cards kind of pop out. So I'm going to find 3 clarification cards from this Lenormand deck and see what's up with that Nine of Swords in reverse. So what is it that's been on your mind that's like plaguing you but has recently stopped? And once again, this can be energies that infiltrate like April to the end of May. So, give all of this time. The same for the April readings. Like, some people said that these readings resonated with them throughout March. That's very possible. This is just the energies surrounding you. So it could be earlier, it could be later. All right, so Nine of Swords in reverse. What's bugging you, Gemini? All right, so a couple more shuffles, and then we'll get... There's nothing that's really flipping out, which is fine. We don't need any flip outs. Oh, wait, one did. I said that. Okay, so these two cards actually came up for the last reading, which was Taurus, interestingly enough. Okay, hold on. Let's see if we get another flipper. But this is a great reading for you, Gemini. You're in a really great place. And, like, you know what? Kick that person to the curb if they're not giving you what you want. And don't worry about them being stubborn. That's a lesson that they need to learn. You can't teach it to them. You can't learn it for them. And I think that you were put in each other's lives to teach each other lessons. And I think that you're teaching this person the lesson that they need to learn. They wouldn't have been able to learn it without you. It just sucks that they're being stubborn about it. So I think that perhaps what happens is that where's my 3 of... Okay, so for the clarification card for the 9 of Swords in reverse is the invitation. So the first one is the invitation. So I think that perhaps the thing that kind of keeps you hanging on is that you keep hearing from this person. This person keeps showing up in your life. Either they message you, or you message them, or, you know, there's gifts, invitations. You're still very connected to this person. And I think that can sometimes make it so that you know, feel anxious or have trouble getting over them, or feel like in the past you have had trouble getting over them. I think that this is also saying that you are going to reach out to this person and perhaps, you know, if they don't invite you somewhere out, like, hey, let's go on a date, let's have drinks, let's talk about what's going on. It could also be that you're saying that to them. Like, hey, you know what? I really want to talk to you about how I'm feeling and what's going on and the fact that I miss you, X, Y, and Z. This could also be like legal paperwork, like deciding to divorce somebody and saying, like, here's the paperwork, I'm giving it to you. a gift of divorce. But then there's also the Moon card. So the Moon card is about intuition. It could also sometimes be about trickery. So I think that you're coming to a place where you're trusting your intuition more and more, and you're following that. And I think that you following your intuition has led you to a place where you're much more confident in yourself. And so you don't have to rely on as many as the other things that you used to rely on to sort of make yourself feel confident or make yourself feel like intuitively you knew, like, you know, you don't have to reach out to so many different avenues to make yourself feel like you know the best decision. And also I think that there's this idea that you just have a feeling. Like, there might even be one day when you're like, I just have a feeling that I should reach out to this person. Or, you know, I just have a feeling that making this decision is the best avenue for my life. So I think that you're coming into a really good time where you are like so incredibly powerful, and, you know, you can manifest whatever it is that you want. And I think that keep trusting that intuition, keep working on that intuition, keep you know, keep being confident, keep being confident in the fact that you have everything that you need to have a happy life, and that with or without this person, you'll have that. And if it's minus this person, great. And if it's plus this person, great. I'm currently shuffling the Guardian Angel Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue to see what the final messages for the reading are for May 2017. I'm really sorry that I keep doing upspeak, which is where you talk like this. I know it can be kind of annoying. It's a bad habit. All right, so the one that flew out was the 3 of Action, which is actually, funny enough, the 3 of, the 3 of Swords. in the regular Rider-Waite tarot deck. So this is what it looks like. A little boy with a boat. All right, so 3 of Action says, things are working out beautifully. Now that your ship has come in, it's time to decide what your next big project will be. You may choose to continue to build upon your successes or move on to something entirely different. Be willing to travel if necessary. So this idea of, like, you are kind of at a beautiful place where you can either build upon your successes. We've had such a great relationship together. Why would you want to give this up? Let's have a real traditional time of things, or move on. We had a great relationship. I loved you when we were married. Bye forever. So the 3 of Action, there's a little book that goes along with it. So I'm just going to read what the message in the little book is. So things are going very, very well. Your choices were good ones, and you can see that your ship is going to come in. Excellent, but now what? Have you put together... Oh, I'm sorry. This isn't the 3 of Swords. This is the 3 of Wands. I was like, wait a second. Okay, so 3 of Action equates to the 3 of Wands in the Rider-Waite tarot deck. So the guy who's looking out into the ocean, he's got like the 3 wands around him. All right, so excellent. But now what? Have you put together your strategies for the next phase? Success is wonderful, but you can't rest on your laurels. It's time to move on to your next big adventure. It's safe to build upon your accomplishments for further growth, or you can choose to do something new. Where you go next is entirely up to you. So things turning out just as expected. Additional meanings of this card. Traveling for your career, setting new goals, time for reflection, the need for patience. So you're still in a period of time where you're reflecting on what happened, you're deciding what it is that you want to do, what your next steps are. But I think that ultimately you're in a really happy time, and whatever you decide to do, if you decide to, I have a feeling that you might decide to reach out to this person, or this person might even reach out to you. Whatever you decide to do is going to turn out in your best favor. So, you know, just trust your intuition. Girl, bye. You were in a good place. So, you know, keep feeling that aliveness that you feel. I don't think aliveness is a word, but just let it happen. All right, so that is your reading for May 2017. Gemini, I can't be more excited for you. In fact, I am a Gemini rising, so I'm pretty pumped about what's to come for this month, because it feels like it. I've been feeling for a long time that May has like a lot of amazing energy. I've been actually feeling for the last year that May 2017 is going to have a lot of positivity and good things happening in it. So I think that May is the time, like April is the time to put your intentions out into the world and like get your game plan. And then May is when you're going to really start to reap the rewards of what it is, you know, the seeds that you sowed in April. So now that we're doing this in early April and you know what's to come, you know, keep feeling yourself, keep building upon yourself, keep working on yourself, make yourself the best that you can be. And then, you know, put your game plan out there and then make your decision. And whatever it is that you decide, it's going to work out in your favor. You are in a very good period. We as a people are in a very good period of time. All right, so with that said, that is your reading for May 2017. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to email me, I would love to hear from you at intuitivetarotempath@gmail.com. And if you would like a personal reading with me, you can check out my website, intuitivetarotempath.com. I did say intuitivetarotempath@gmail.com, right? That's my email address. Ugh, I'm such a mess today. I've been having a bit of a migraine. Anyway, so with that said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Have a wonderful, beautiful May, and I'll see you in June. Bye, guys.